Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Daizah, one of your hosts.
Sweet Tea and Taira, as you know me.
The sweetest. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our episodes. We are actually in a different room because we have our first time guest on our podcast. It's definitely going to be an exciting one. His name is Kai. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Vegas Kai. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Of course.
I feel extremely appreciative to be you guys' first guest. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I feel like this is going to be a very good,
very interesting conversation.
To get this started, because we have
Wait. So, background information, Vegas Kai is Daizah's friend, and I know him, but I don't know a lot about you. So give me a little bit of tea. What's the tea?
Well, I've been on Daizah for a while now, probably like 6 years, I think. Probably going on 7 years. Okay. We met, doing business together. You don't know about me,
about you,
about me.
Because I know this little heifer. What about you?
I wear a lot of different hats. Businessman, entrepreneur, streamer, YouTuber, content creator. So those are kind of different hats that I wear.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, when you said streamer, what do you stream on?
Stream on Twitch.
Okay.
I'm a Twitch streamer.
I am getting familiar with Twitch just a little bit. Give me an inside scoop as far as what does it entail and why are people flocking to it as they are? Yeah,
people are flocking to it mainly because of the money.
Okay.
Twitch does pay very well compared to YouTube or some other platforms. And I think it's where all the kids are going. So I think when we grew up, it was YouTube. So I think all the kids that are growing up, they're leaning more towards Twitch. So if you want to, make money, the best thing you can do is lean to where the next generation is going. So a lot of people are leaning into Twitch. It's live. It's a little bit easier. YouTube, you have to edit, cut up and stuff. But Twitch is live and it's post and go. So
okay.
What type of content are you creating?
I
do a lot of IRL stuff. IRLs in real life. I do a lot of just chatting stuff, which is kind of like this, podcast kind of style, but it's kind of sometimes solo or if I have a guest on my stream. But a lot of it is, like I said, IRL or just chatting. I'm not really a gamer because that's a whole nother niche.
Yeah.
But I will dabble into that because I have a video game, or there is a video game that's going to drop next year that I probably am going to play. And that's probably going to be the game that if I do game, that'll be the game that I'll probably play. Okay. But I'm not going to be like an everyday, in my house all day gamer type, no.
And I sensed a little bit of mystery behind you saying when the game drops. Are you going to drop the name of the game or
Grand Theft Auto 6?
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say GTA. It got to be GTA.
That's immediately what I thought.
That game is going to make a lot of people money.
Absolutely,
a lot of people money. It's going to blow a lot of people up. So I'm hoping that and I pray that once that time does come and I start gaming, that hopefully that catapults my content to the next level. So
okay.
Streamer
I love
University.
That.
Ooh,
Stream University 2026.
I love it. I have one more question. Yep. Okay, why Vegas Kai?
Why Vegas Kai?
Yeah.
Why
the name? Why the name?
I think there aren't a lot of people who are born and raised in Las Vegas and that actually claim it. I feel like a lot of people that, at least me growing up, a lot of people didn't want to say that they were from Vegas.
Okay.
But I own that and I don't run from it. So I definitely want to put that on, incorporate that in my name. Especially now that Vegas, it's cool to be in Vegas now, but I've been born here. I've been from here. So I always thought it was cool.
Okay. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Are you from the 702?
I don't think it's there. I don't think it's there yet.
Anyways.
Just doing all that.
All right. Question of the day from the last episode, guys. Which, if you go watch some of Vegas Kai's content, he loves to talk about things like this. So today we're going to get it from a man's perspective. You guys have heard a lot of information from us as women. The question is, do you believe that an alpha male can be with an independent woman?
Do I think that an alpha male can be with an independent woman? Or
Yes.
do I think that an alpha man can be with an alpha woman?
Is there a difference?
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Kind of the same.
One and the same.
No. Because some women who are independent don't necessarily have to be alpha.
Oh, okay.
But do some independent women have alpha woman traits? Absolutely.
Okay.
So I kind of answer them a little bit separately, but kind of one and the same. So do I think that an alpha man can be with an independent woman? Yes. Do I think that an alpha man can be with an alpha woman? Yes. But do I think that it can come with a lot of complications? Absolutely.
As for anything in life.
Yeah. But you ask, can they? They can.
Okay.
But
What are the
He breaking it down. He said we're gonna talk about this verb by verb.
Is it the best option for an alpha man? Probably not, because of the complication that can come with it.
Okay.
But you can be together.
Okay.
What complications are you referring to?
Well, you got to think about it like this. From an alpha man's perspective, we like the opposite, right? So let me ask you, right? From a woman's perspective, would you prefer to be with a masculine man or a feminine man? Just pick one of the two.
Masculine.
Okay. So we would prefer to be with
a feminine woman. Yeah.
And usually, traditionally, feminine women usually aren't too alpha. That's usually, but I believe in gender roles. So I'm super traditional. So I believe that there's gender roles that I feel like make relationships easy flowing.
Yeah.
But as we are transitioning into a new world, I guess you could say, things are changing. Traditional is kind of going out the window.
Right.
So it's kind of perspective and it kind of fits for every single person. It's not the same. So
okay. So the energy that I sense from your response in the question itself, like, can a alpha man be with an independent / alpha woman? Yes, they can. I feel like there's a but in there. Yes, you talked about it's going to come with complications, but can you yourself see you being with an alpha / independent woman and that relationship being successful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. Never mind.
No. I can't see myself being with an alpha woman. I don't think it would work.
Okay.
I've had conversations with alpha women. I've had friendships with alpha women, and I could just tell we're just going to butt heads a lot. I like, for myself, and I could probably speak for some other men who are also alpha men as well, that's not the first option. Now, you do have, because it's funny, right? You do have some alpha men that would prefer to be with an alpha woman, but a lot of that comes from because they want help. They want like that sidekick. I don't necessarily need that. So when I come home from a long day at work, or if I'm busy all day, I just want to come home to something easy flowing. I don't want to come home to no button heads, none of that. So that's me personally.
Interesting. You saying a whole lot of stuff that I'm just like, all right, we're about to talk about this stuff. We're about to talk about this.
I feel like we've had a little bit of conversation when it comes to alpha women. And I feel like I've asked you this before, but to put it out on the table, do you feel like you're saying that you could not be with an alpha woman because you strictly like to be able to have that control or that authority over the woman? You know what I'm saying?
No. So it has nothing to do with control or authority. And I think that's a big misconception when you have a lot of men that say, I want to deal with a feminine woman. It's not about me controlling you. Okay. Me personally, I'm not controlling. I'm going to do whatever she wants to do. But I'm going to observe the decision that you make, and that's going to determine if I stay in a relationship with you or not. But you're free to do whatever you want to do. But based upon the decision that you make and the things that you do, that's going to determine if I stay with you or not. But it's not about me controlling you. You're free to do whatever you want, say whatever you want, but everything you do and say is being observed, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Especially as we're courting each other.
I guess my thing is like, even if you are an alpha woman, that doesn't mean that you can't be feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, alpha women are just, our personalities are very strong. We know what we want. We know what we're not going to tolerate. And we know what we need. So like, as an alpha male, and I guess we're going to use the word alpha woman, when we come home, we want to leave the alpha woman outside. It has nothing to do with our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So as a man, I feel like it should be not if you're an alpha male, you should be able to handle it because you know how I need to be catered to, how I need to be spoken to, what I need when I'm frustrated, because we got to be strong out here. But when we come home, I just want to curl up under you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I guess what I'm hearing you say is like, you can't do it. You're saying that you can't be without an alpha woman, but does that make you an alpha male?
So listen.
Like, what's the difference?
I was listening to what you said, and I've heard it in many different conversations. It's like the same thing. You got to say the same thing. We're alpha women outside. When we come home, we want to be. That sounds good on paper.
Oh.
But what happens is when you're being alpha outside, a lot of women don't know how to turn that off when they get home. Now, if you're able to turn it off when you get home and I don't experience that side of you, cool. If you're that way at work, if you're that way with other people, cool. But when you come home to me, I don't want to experience alpha woman. Just like you don't want to experience feminine man from me.
Mm.
Why is it bad when we say we don't want to experience alpha woman? What's the big deal about that? We want the opposite.
So I'm going to go ahead and debunk that myth right there as far as it sounds good on paper. Because I would consider myself the epiphany of that being possible and women being capable of playing both roles.
Right.
It takes a lot of practice, a lot of conversations, a lot of butting heads, as we already talked about.
Right.
I am an alpha woman in any other environment that I'm placed in. But I've learned and I've been conditioned in my relationship to leave that shit at the front door as soon as I walk through my house.
Right.
One, because I want, okay, it's just been a hard day. Like, just take care of me, okay? Like, I want that.
Yeah.
And in order to get that want, I have to leave that shit at the door. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes compromise and learning new behaviors, which is possible in human nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to say that it sounds good on paper, it almost sounds like you're an unbeliever or a disbeliever that women they can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm saying it sounds good on paper, meaning it sounds like, I'll say this. Like, for example, you just said you had the conditioner learn.
Right.
That, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that don't want to teach you that.
Right.
That should already come with the service.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, that's already come with, like, inside of you, right? You
Okay.
you shouldn't have to teach me how to be a man. You shouldn't have to teach me how to take care of you. You shouldn't have to teach me how to lead. You don't have to, that's come with it. So it's the same thing, vice versa. We just want women that already come that way. But for those women who are alpha and they had to learn that and had to, like you said, butt heads at the beginning, that's cool. But you have to respect some men don't want to have to go through that.
So you don't want a work in progress. You want a woman who already is put together.
No, you don't have to be all put together.
That's what it sounds like.
No. You don't have to be all put together. But just in the aspect of being feminine and not being alpha when you come home, I'm sorry. Okay, listen, I apologize if that is your upbringing and you have to learn that now as an adult. But there are some women who learn that growing up, and those are women that I'd rather choose to be with. Because there's other things I could teach you. I don't want to have to teach you how to be feminine. Now, if you learn that from somebody else, that's cool, but not on my clock, not on my time. Because I'm at the age where I'm not, at that age where I'm trying to butt heads and teach. Like, there's some things you just got to already come with it at this age. Now, when I was younger, I've helped women. I've dealt with some women who had alpha traits. I've helped, some women I was in relationships unlearn certain bad behaviors and stuff like that. But at the age I'm at right now, I don't want to have to teach you that.
Okay. And please excuse me if this is an inappropriate question. How old are you?
28.
28. Okay. And you feel as though at the young, fruitful age that you are currently at, that you are too old?
No, I don't think that I'm too old. I just think I've been in a lot of long relationships. I've been in relationships since I was 16.
Okay.
So literally back to back.
Okay.
I think I've only been single for like a year?
Did you understand?
Barely even that, yeah.
I have a question, okay, because I'm very just curious right now. You say you've been in relationships since you were 16. Did you understand the concepts of what we're talking about right now at the age of 16 through 27?
I didn't start learning like these concepts, so maybe I was like 22, 23.
22, okay.
Yeah.
So can you really stand on what you just said as far as I've been in relationships since I was 16, like I've been doing this since I was 16?
Even if I said I've been in relationships since I was 21, I'm still saying what I said.
Okay.
There's certain things I just don't want to have to teach my partner. I would just rather that come with the personality. Like I said,
I respect it.
It's cool for some people. That's just not me. That's not what I want.
I feel it. I respect it. I respect it.
I feel like that's almost like having boundaries and expectations
Bingo.
I'm not mad at that.
Women, which I can understand.
Yeah.
I can also understand the perspective of, I don't know. I'm like biased.
Me
biased,
too.
Right?
Me too. I'm one of the things because honestly, I respect a man who knows exactly what he wants and he stands on that shit.
Yeah.
But I also look at it like we're the same age. And I'm like, okay.
We're not too young to like, we're still young.
Mess up and learn and grow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, you're still mad young. Like we're mad young.
Yeah.
We're still learning ourselves. So why not give people grace? Like say you find a phenomenal woman and she has that one shortcoming. You're not willing to, that's going against my boundaries and my standards. You got to go, shorty.
So, you know it's crazy that you say that. If women have those boundaries, it's okay. But when men have those boundaries, it's seen as, well, why won't you work with us? How come you don't compromise? Why is it bad when we have boundaries? I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand that. When we have boundaries, it's like, how could he? What? What's wrong with a man having boundaries? What's wrong with a man saying, hey, there's certain things I'm just not going to tolerate?
Yeah. I'm not mad. He said something right there. I don't even have a rebuttal.
So I guess I'm just thinking like, all right, if a woman comes into your life and there's like certain things that you don't like about her, but you genuinely want to be with her, as a man, you would be like, let's just say she comes home and she's just pissed off and let's use the words crash out. You don't have the patience or the grace to be like, hey, baby, I know you had a hard day, and be the man that she needs in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big no for me. You have to understand, I didn't grow up witnessing that.
What?
So I'll give you some context. My father raised me. I wasn't raised by a woman.
Okay.
My father raised me. So I watched him deal with women, right? My dad was big on not arguing in front of me. And any woman that argued with him in front of me, cut. I've watched it. I've watched it living with a woman. I think this woman's my stepmom. Out of nowhere, we gone. I didn't know what happened. As I got older and I had a conversation with my dad, like, whatever happened to so-and-so? He's like, oh yeah, she tried to turn up in front of you. I told her that's over with. Because my dad didn't want me to experience a toxic household like that.
Wow.
So now I have that same standard coming in. I do not want my kids to experience that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be emotional. I'm not saying that you can't be frustrated, but it's about how you go about it. You don't need to crash out on me. If you're upset about your day, come and talk to me. But don't start crashing out, screaming, yelling. And no, you have to learn how to control your emotions. We're grown. Can learn how to control your emotions, learn how to delegate your own emotions, and I can help you work through them with you. But just a crash out like we're 16 and we don't know how to control our emotions. Come on now. At this age, it's unacceptable.
Is it like a one strike you're done type deal?
Not one strike you're done, but there's a lot of things I'm going to be able to see beforehand.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm not seriously I'll say this. I'm not making it exclusive or I guess essentially asking you officially to be my girlfriend until we're at least about a year into the talking stage. I'm not doing 3 months, you're my girlfriend, 6 months, you're my girlfriend. It's going to be a long vetting process. I really want to get to know you because I'm dating to marry. I'm not dating just to say, hey, I have a girlfriend, guys. Like if I'm going to make you my girlfriend, it's with the expectation that you're going to hopefully be my wife and possibly one day to be, the woman of my children. So.
So what would you say didn't work in your previous relationships?
What didn't work? So I had, let's say, the first one. You want me to go with the first one from 16 to 21?
No, I count those as learning lessons.
Okay.
What was your very first adult serious relationship?
That one was, she wasn't alpha, but she had a really bad attitude problem. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. She had a very bad attitude problem. And that was probably my first time really dealing with that. Mm-hmm. And I tried to work through it with her, and I had my fair share of conversation. That was still me being young and not having the wisdom I have now. And I had a lot of patience, but then it got to a point where how long am I going to tolerate this disrespect? Because you're upset. How many times am I going to let you call me on my name? Yeah. Because if I talk to you like this, I'm the bad guy. Mm-hmm. But I'm not talking to you like this. But if I do talk to you like this, again, I'm the bad guy. So at what point are you a bad woman for talking to me like this? Mm-hmm. Behaving like this? So it gets to a point where you have to stand up for yourself as a man and say, I'm not tolerating this.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. I respect that. And you seem like the type, like we've been using the concepts, boundaries and standards.
Yeah.
You growing up with your father in your life and seeing his boundaries and standards in action, when did you kind of understand and put terminology to what you stand for and what you're not willing to go for as well?
I'll probably say after that relationship we were just talking about.
Okay.
After that one, that's when I was like, okay, I get it. Especially having conversations. I don't really tell my dad anything about relationships either. I don't like to gossip to my dad, hey, dad, I'm going through this. I don't like him to look at my partners differently. Yeah. I like him to look at my partners through a good lens.
Yeah.
But we do have conversations. I kind of, hey, my homie's going through this, like, and I phrase it another way, and he gives me his advice. I'm like, okay. So there's certain conversations I've had with him that he doesn't know that pertain to my relationships, and I kind of took that advice from what I will. Now, to kind of go back a little bit, because you did hint at me getting raised by my father. Mm-hmm. My mother was in my life. Okay. So you have to also understand, I didn't experience that from her either. Okay. My mom, Black woman, raised in Chicago. So she had every right to be that alpha woman, right? Mm-hmm. Considering the
Wait. Why the growl? Why was that added onto it?
Because I had to get some emphasis to it.
Okay, no, break it down. Because I love hearing about alpha women. So what kind of alpha woman was your mother, since you put the little emphasis on it?
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't.
Oh.
She was not.
Oh.
My aunts are. My grandma is. Everyone around her is. Okay. And me and my aunt, all my aunts on that side of the family, my grandma even, my sister, we butt heads.
Wow, okay.
But she's not like that. My mom is very calm, very submissive. So now, does she have her times if you piss her off? She can turn, of course, but that's just not in her like that. So again, my dad didn't tolerate it. My mom didn't do it. So why would I get into a relationship with a woman like that? That does not make sense. That would go against everything that was raised.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's just me.
Okay.
So I can't speak for all the other men who feel the way that I feel, but I think when I speak on these topics, a lot of men that can resonate and say, yeah, bro, I feel the same way. Because I watch a lot of my peers, a lot of my homies that deal with these women that we're talking about, and they're trying to work through it with them and teach them. I'm like, man, like, hats off to you, bro. Because me personally, I just don't have the patience to deal with it. I already tried.
I respect it.
Not to look down like that.
I know. Oh, God. Okay, so hold on. Because I said, we got some things to talk about because you hinting on terms. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you about that one.
Yeah.
So you said you believe in gender roles. Okay. So break down what gender roles look like maybe in a relationship that you consider is best for you, but also just gender roles in society in general.
I'll say it was best for me because getting into the topics of gender roles in society, I feel like it's very, very sensitive, very touchy.
Very, very, very touchy.
And I don't by any means want to disrespect women anyway. But at the same time, I'll speak for myself when I say gender roles, like in a relationship. There are just certain things that I feel like are a man's job and that should be done by a man. Not saying that a woman can't do it. Not saying that, again, let me repeat, not saying that a woman can't do it.
Okay.
But there are certain things in a relationship that I should take
care of
responsibility over. And then same thing vice versa for a woman. So, for example, in an ideal, perfect relationship, would I like to be the head of the household? Absolutely. Would I like to be the final say decision maker? Absolutely. Does that mean that, and that's why I have to clarify, because a lot of women hear that go, oh, what do you mean final decision maker? That means I don't have a voice? No, what I'm saying is there has to be a final yes or no. You can definitely have your say. You can definitely have your opinion. But at the end of the day, I do want my woman to look at me and say, well, here's how I feel. What do you think? I say how I feel. And even if we're on opposite ends, she's going to say, well, I trust you. So go ahead, call the shot.
Okay. Now, when you said head of the household, a lot of people can put their own definitions on what, or descriptions on what that looks like.
Right.
So what does that look like to you?
So when I say head of the household, I say, obviously, like I said, final say in decisions, protector, somebody would have break into the house. I love this analogy. If somebody would have break into your house, you two as women, somebody would have break into your house and you're with a man, are you getting up before him?
Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Are you getting up before him? You have to understand that your situation is different. You were in the military.
Okay.
Let's speak for the majority of women.
Okay. Fair enough.
A majority of women getting up first before the husband or before their man to go see what that noise was downstairs.
I'm not, but if I look at you and you hesitate, I'm going to question your ass.
See?
Your ass better get the right now.
Get your ass up.
Because you want him to protect you, right?
Absolutely.
So that is my duty. So think about it like this. If it's my duty, think about this logic. If it is my duty as a man to go put my life on, we don't have to be married. We could just be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
It is my duty as a man to put my life on the line and potentially die for you.
Yeah.
Wait. If somebody breaking the house, they coming for your ass too. You ain't just dying for me.
I know. I know. But what I'm saying is, I have to protect you.
Okay.
There's no equalness. There's no, hey, let's go down together. There's babe saying in the room, I got it. Boom, I go out to head to danger. If, God forbid, knock on wood, something happens to me, I just unalive myself to protect us. But it's bad if I want final say in a decision.
I'm just playing devil's advocate in this particular scenario. Only because I like to question every single perspective of whatever scenario is at hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of the fact, I want people to think about what they're saying in its entirety. Okay. So you're saying you're putting your life on the line for me.
Us.
Mm-hmm. If I was out of town, if I was on a girls trip to Miami.
Yep.
And you at the crib by yourself, you still gonna do the same thing that you were gonna do if I were there.
You're moving,
Yes.
And you're protecting yourself at that point.
you're moving the goalposts.
Huh?
You're moving the goalposts.
You are.
How so?
Okay, so look, so hypothetically, if somebody broke in my house and my woman wasn't with me and my boy was there, we're both going down there.
Okay.
I'm not
No.
saying-
But no other person's there, just you.
Of course, I'm gonna have to just only protect myself.
Okay.
That's not the case if there's somebody else with me.
Okay.
So if my homeboy is with me, we're going down there together. If I'm with my girl, I'm going down there alone.
Okay.
Do you not see?
You're adding another party. I'm just saying.
Even if
He's
we
just saying he's the protector regardless
right, but
of you, him, and us.
I understand exactly what we're saying here,
Don't
and I'm
overthink
trying
it.
to understand the no, because I'm very curious. I love to just dissect anybody's thought process, but in this particular case, it's a man who said something that I want to learn more about.
So you said pretty much you're trying to understand why I'm saying that I have to protect us when you think that I'm doing that regardless if I was alone.
Correct.
Mm.
So, okay. And to give background information of what the bottom line is that I'm trying to get to, I have a little bit of a different take on what I think protection and security looks like from a man. So when you bring up this particular scenario of if somebody break into our home, we're both home, you go down there to check it out and protect us. Absolutely, you're protecting us because you went down there by yourself.
Right.
However, what came out of your mouth is I'm protecting you. Like this is your example of protecting the woman in the house, right?
Yeah.
However, if I was out of town or just not home, whatever the case may be, and that same scenario happened, somebody broke in and you went down there and took the same exact actions as you would have if I were home.
Right. What's the difference?
Why is that not just protecting? I don't know. In this case, I'm like, okay, why is that deemed as you're protecting me when you are just protecting yourself and the house?
Because I have to think about you. I'm not just protecting myself.
Okay.
It's a different thought process. If we break it down, somebody breaks into the house, I'm going to approach it different if I'm only protecting myself.
Okay.
Compared to if I have another person or people. If we have a family
so now we're
to
getting
protect.
into it. So what is that? What's the differentiating factors there? Like, what would it look like if you were by yourself, didn't have a girl, or your girl wasn't home, versus your girl being home, and now you got to take a different approach?
The moment I go downstairs, let's say hypothetically, it's just a single man in the house. It's one-on-one at that point, just me and him.
Okay.
I don't have anybody else to think about.
Okay.
So now, if there's another person or people in the house, I have to also think about the people that are upstairs. So it's
Okay.
going to be a different approach. You've been in the military, right? It'd be no different if you go on a solo mission compared to if you go on a team. It's going to be, you're going to approach it a little bit different if you're dolo than if you have a group of guys that are in another secluded location and you have to be more strategic.
Okay.
So it is going to be a difference a little bit.
Okay.
But
okay.
like I said, going back to the beginning, before I even hit those steps to go downstairs, if I'm with my homeboy, we're going down there together. But if I'm not with my homeboy and I'm with my girl, I'm going down there by myself. So if I have my homeboy with me, at least there's somebody that's equal with me and I feel like there's help.
Okay.
But when I'm by myself, protecting myself or protecting you as my woman, there's going to be a different approach. I'm going there alone.
Okay.
And so going back to that's one example of protection and security, because that can go in many different layers, right? But just from the aspect of protecting us physically. So if I say I would prefer to have final say in decision making, I think that's fair if I'm expected to die for you.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
What about?
I can't rebuttal that. As far as the comparison between those two, if you're going to put your life on the line for me, you should at least have a say-so. Final say-so? Okay, let's dissect that.
Go ahead.
Final say-so on everything?
No.
Okay.
No, because there are some decisions that I won't care to make.
Okay.
Right? There are some decisions, I'll go ahead, you can handle that bit.
Okay.
But there are some decisions where I'm like, I got this one. And I don't want it to be, I want to, it should be okay. Like, I trust you. I think it comes from trust too. If you trust your man, if you trust his leadership, you trust his decision making, there won't even be a rebuttal.
Absolutely.
It'll be, I trust you. You got it.
Absolutely.
But if you don't, this is the issue. When you don't trust your man, when you don't trust his leadership, then you feel like you got to overstep and then it becomes a problem. Then we notice that too. And it hurts us deeply when we know that you don't trust us. Because it's like, dang, why are you giving me so much, pushback on the decision I'm trying to make? I know you want it to be your way so bad. You don't trust what I'm saying is what we should do. Okay, let me hear you out. And I hear you out. what do you do? Let me ask you, what do you do if you're in a situation with your man and you guys aren't seeing eye to eye? Who's going to make the decision?
Me.
It depends. I think it's scenario based. It's subjective based on what the problem at hand is.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times that would be my response. Like, yeah, if a decision has to be made and neither one of us making the decision, I promise you, I'm gonna make that decision.
Yeah. Knowing each other's lanes. Yeah.
Same thing with you?
Yeah.
So if you guys cannot come to a compromise, it's on y'all head.
I feel like you got to look at history. I feel like you have to look at the leadership that has been given thus far.
Oh, so you're saying if you were the man that hasn't pulled through on his decisions and they went wrong. See, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about let's talk about the opposite. Talk about you were the man who has made good decisions.
Showing up, that's providing, that's providing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to trust you. But yeah. I mean, heck no.
So what it sounds like,
if my life is on the line, I'm making the decision for myself.
So it sounds like, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you guys have been with men who you guys felt like you guys couldn't trust their decision making.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I feel like, let me not speak for every woman, but I feel like a lot of women have been with a beta type male who is indecisive or is untrustworthy in making the right decision. So, yeah, with that, and we just talked about this in the previous episode as far as trust causing, well, it was specific.
Cheating after, or gaining trust after cheating.
Yes, but taking cheating out of the conversation, just trust in general. Yeah. So sometimes distrust can leave like a lasting effect in your brain where it's like, you always got to look at every person like, can I fully rely on you to make the right decision in this particular case, you know? So, but yeah, I feel like a lot of women have dealt with men who don't know how to make a decision or don't make the right decisions.
Yeah. And I think what you said is so key too, when you guys have that experience and it's so hard to let go. And I feel for you guys because I've dealt with women who have, experienced that as well. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult to let go of your past and move into a new situation with a guy who does make a decision and who you can trust. But because of your previous experiences, it's difficult because it's like, I really want to, but I don't want to get let down.
Yeah.
So, because I've been in that situation where I dealt with women who looked at me and they were like, yeah, I'm not trying to toot my horn. This is what they say. Mm-hmm. You are a guy that I want to see myself being with. You do make a decision. You are a guy I can trust. All the things are checking out. But because of what they've been through, that's why I'm getting so much pushback. And that hurts me because I feel like, man, I'm having to pick up the pieces from a puzzle that somebody else messed up. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a blank canvas.
Yeah.
I didn't get a fresh start. I gotta, make the rights for all this other guy's wrongs. That's not fair.
This is good. Because do you feel like any of the girls that have given you pushback, do you feel like you would want to be with them? Like have your kids, marry them. Yeah. Whoever you're getting pushback from, do you feel like you would want to be with them?
No.
Okay, then what I'm about to say doesn't matter. Because if you wanted to be with them, then that would require you to show up for them as an alpha male for something that they're scared to give you a part of them, right? But if you truly wanted to be with them, and this just goes back to the situation with Taira and her husband when they were first dating and he cheated on her. And he showed up differently to show that he truly wanted to be with her. And then she was able to gain that trust back.
Yeah. So what you're speaking on is what I call losing leverage. And that's one reason that I don't believe that men should cheat is because when you lose that leverage, I feel like it, in a way, it messes up. Can I curse on here?
Yeah. We grown.
It fucks up the balance of the relationship. So I've seen a lot of situations where guys lose leverage because they cheated, and all of a sudden the woman alpha, it goes to a whole nother level. Where you at? What you doing? No, we ain't doing it. And it's like I just see them cower because they know like, because I fucked up and I'm in a situation where she don't really trust me. And I look at it, I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to ever be in that position. I don't want to ever be in that position. And we've experienced knocking doors where, a guy says he makes the decisions. And then when it comes time down to make the final decision, like, all right, like, babe, what do you want to do? And you're looking at them like, oh, wait, I thought you wore the pants. Oh, she wore the pants. Oh, so you fronted. Got you. And I see a situation, I'm like, yeah, you must have fucked up somewhere. That's why you're acting like this.
That's funny because it could definitely be narrowed down to that being the case. But I feel like sometimes men just want their woman's opinion, and they what is the word, value
for sure
their input. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. You can definitely.
So it's just funny that so you one of them.
No.
So to just do that to somebody is funny.
Don't get me wrong. Like I don't, because I said this at the beginning too, because I didn't want it to be misinterpreted. I do think that having a woman's opinion definitely should be valued, especially if it's a woman that you can trust her opinion, you can trust her decision making as well. But when it comes down to that final, what are we doing? Think about it like sports. There has to be a final decision on what play we're going to run. You have to have a head coach. There's not two head coaches.
Yeah.
You're going to have
sometimes.
You're going to have. I've never seen sports 2 head coaches.
Don't football have like a linebacker head coach and a quarterback
head coach?
Those are
position coaches. Bingo.
Oh, okay.
You fell right into
I don't know anything.
You fell right into my trap.
Oh, Lord.
You have one head coach and you have position coaches. Or you have an assistant head coach. Right? But you're never going to have 2 head coaches because there has to be somebody's going to say, okay, what are we doing? Passing or running? Based upon what you guys said as my coaches, this is what I think we should do. Even if the rest of the position coaches disagree, all right,
they got to go with the head coach.
And if it goes wrong, it falls on the head coach. So that's why I asked before for you guys when you said who's going to make the final decision. Y'all said, it's going to be me. So I said, okay, so it falls on y'all head. So hypothetically, if you guys are in a situation where a decision needs to be made and the decision doesn't go right, the man's supposed to sit back and be like, oh, well, told you.
That was only because we experienced not having the leadership, Malachi. Don't get it twisted, okay? Right.
But I do have, I think this is a fair question to ask, though. Do you not think that gender roles could be fluid? Like, do you not think that we could kind of swap places in certain cases?
No, in certain cases, yeah, 100%.
So when, say, one, I don't believe that any gender, man or woman, should have to be, what's the word?
Confined to their gender role?
No, not even that. Not even that. I don't think that somebody should be expected to have the answer to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you have expertise, like people who have their own lanes.
Yeah.
So say, and we talked about this in a previous episode, Daizah's good at finances. So she's going to be the financial head coach in the relationship.
Right.
She's going to be the final say-so in the financial aspects of the relationship.
Yeah.
Whatever her significant other's lanes are, he's going to be the head coach in those final decisions.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, like, because we're talking about gender roles here at the end of the day. Can gender roles be fluid?
They can.
Like, hey, in this, I got it, babe. Sit down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sit down is crazy. But yeah. Yeah. I think, for example, if you're just using the example that you gave, you're dating a woman who's in finance, and as a guy, you just know you're not good with your money, you have bad spending habits, and you have to rely on her to help you with your finances. Yeah. Do I think that you should learn that as a man? 100%. I think that's part of being a man. You should know what to do with your money. You know, should learn certain things not to do with your money as well. But if that is the case, and you're with a woman who is really good at finances and she's really good at delegating the bills and budget and spending and stuff like that, then yes, you should 100% should rely on her and take her decision making into consideration because she can help you for sure.
Okay. Now I said something, and then your response kind of triggered my next question. Any person, whether man or woman, to be expected to have the answer to everything, that sounds exhausting. And I'm not saying that you give off this impression that you're a well put together man that has the answer to everything and will give the answer to everything, and that's what you standing on. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that seeming very exhausting, wouldn't you want to put that, like, wouldn't you want to let your hair down sometimes in a relationship?
Yeah.
And not have to rely on you all the time? Like, you want to be able to rely on somebody else? I feel like a lot of men, they don't communicate when they're exhausted, or they don't communicate when, you know what, I don't have the answer in this. So.
You know why?
What's that?
It makes us look weak.
Now, weak to who?
Weak to men, weak in society. It's toxic and it's unfortunate, but as a man, there's this overbearing feeling of needing to have everything together.
Yeah.
There's this overwhelming feeling of you don't have the society support to say, it's okay, you can let your hair down.
Yeah.
It's okay, you effed up. That's just not the reality. So we as men, as alpha men, we live in this reality. We understand that and we own that. We accept it. There's not much room for error. there's not much room to not know. You have to have it together, bro.
Yeah.
We treat each other the same way as men, not even in relationships where it's women to men, even if it's relationships from men to men. It's like, you got to have your shit together.
I feel like it's about community, though.
What do you mean?
I feel like there are some men out there that really go through it or are having a hard time. But when you're in a community where you are able to speak that type of language to them, it's better. But most of the time, men isolate themselves because they feel that they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The world is harsh to men. So, and we understand that. We've been knowing that since the beginning of time. So there's not much sympathy for us. We don't. That's why certain conversations, men don't even like to speak on it because it's like, am I really going to be hurt? Yeah. So we kind of just got to take it for what it is.
That reminds me of this guy. I forgot what platform. It was probably TikTok. It's a guy that goes around like just giving roses to random people. And he like fake tripped and had a rose in his back pocket, pulled it out and gave it to a man sitting on a bench with his family. It was 3 girls. I'm not sure if it was a wife and kids, whatever. Just 3 girls. And he gave a sticky note with the rose. And the guy's looking like, the hell? And as the guy's walking off that gave him the rose, he opens up the sticky note and it said, I pray you heal from the things that you don't talk about. And the camera is at a distance. The guy can't see it, but he's like reading it. And then the girls are looking like, and then laughing. But I visibly seen like that man was holding back. Yeah. He was like, you see, he felt that shit, right? Yeah. And the women, they were just laughing at the note. Like, what the hell? I hope you heal from things you don't talk about. What the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I read the comments. I'm a comment reader. And it was a lot of men saying every man in the comments can feel that man's pain. And this is why men don't talk about why, things that they're going through because of those women's right there's responses. Yep. So reading a note, not even looking at the man's energy after reading the note and saying like, what the fuck you going through? Like, you good? But reading note and laughing at it. Like, I pray you heal from things you don't talk about. Why is that funny? You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
But I felt the energy in that. And I honestly felt for that man because I do feel as though men do not have a lot of safe spaces to talk about the things that hurt them most or that they feel on an internal, external level, so on and so forth. Yeah. So when you talk about like the world is harsh to men, I do agree. And I feel as though it's mainly in an indirect way. Because I don't see a lot of times where a person will come out and flat out say, you're weak. Sometimes they will, but they'll treat you as such as laughing at you type shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do think it's a lot of validity in what you're saying. Yeah.
So even like what you were saying and the way people would treat you. So kind of going back to what we're talking about and the dynamic between men and women, it's like if you're dealing with a woman who, I'm not saying that all alpha women are aggressive or disrespectful, but you have some alpha women who do have that trait in them. They have that capability of talking to you crazy or treating you a certain way, not being nurturing, not being very kind. And when things get heated, alpha male kind of comes out. So they kind of start to treat you like they're a male, right? And my biggest issue with that is, as a woman, the way you talk to your man is extremely important because your words are fists to him. So it'd be no different than me physically. If a man were to physically put his hands on you, you would look at him different. That's the same way a man feels when you talk to him crazy. Because women, they're not going to hit you. They're going to say something that's going to hurt your feelings. And your guys' words cut deep. And a lot of y'all don't realize that. So the next time you call your man a bitch, the next time you call him out his name, next time you call him weak, all that shit matters, bro. And it stacks up in our head and it fucks with us.
Have you been told that personally?
What?
That like you're a bitch?
Yeah.
Damn.
And that you're weak?
No, not weak. But
that you're a bitch?
Yeah. A woman said that to me.
Wow. And you know what? I think I spoke too soon when I say they won't directly say like you're weak.
No, some
you're actually right.
Some have the balls to be like, you got to think in a heated argument when a woman's mad, she's wanted, because again, she wants to say something.
I can't relate.
She wants to say something to hurt your feelings.
I've never
some men have experienced it from women.
I just feel like that's a lack of vocabulary and a lack of expressing how you really feel. Because to call somebody a bitch, like I wouldn't even call a female a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do so much better than that. I'm coming for you personally.
I feel like that shows your values as a person. For sure.
Calling somebody a bitch, especially a man. I don't know, but I've seen it. I've seen it, and that's why I'm like, yeah, actually, I take back what I said as far as they won't directly say you're weak. Because no, they definitely will.
Yeah.
You got to think about the context too in which Amanda, because I've heard too, like, well, what did you say or what happened in that situation, right? So even if in a scenario where a man calls a woman a bitch, you got to think about the context completely different than if a woman calls a man a bitch.
Okay.
If a guy calls a girl a bitch, that means that you're being a bitch, you're being bitchy, right? It means you're being like nasty or catty, right?
Okay.
It's not meaning you're being weak or acting like a female.
Right.
So it's a little bit of a different context, still derogatory, but it's a little bit of a different definition.
Yeah.
When a woman calls a man a bitch, it's like you're almost calling him a woman.
I think we all paused to dissect that.
Well, it's just like very low.
It's super low.
Yeah.
So imagine a guy,
like dirt almost.
Imagine a guy being in an argument or being in a heated situation, and she talks to him like that. You don't think that's gonna fuck with his head?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But if I'm dealing with a woman who is more often than not very nurturing, kind, wouldn't even speak that way. If I had the choice as an alpha man, which one I'm gonna lean toward, alpha woman, I don't know.
Yeah.
Feminine, nurturing woman that's not going to get out your body, get out your character, and in a heated situation, I would lean towards you. And the reason why I say that is because when you're dealing with an alpha woman, even if it's not in a relationship aspect, even if it's just as a friend, as a business partner, whatever, you showing up like an alpha man, if it gets too disrespectful, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
But as a man, we all know that between men, there's a threat of danger. That's why men don't usually get too disrespectful with each other, because we know something can happen. But when a man and a woman dynamic, ain't nothing I could do. You talk to me crazy, you throwing shit at me, you going crazy, if you mad, saying whatever, what am I supposed to do? I gotta sit here and just take it. That's fucked up. That's bullying.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because if a man were to talk to me like this, I'm going inside your head, but I can't do that to you as a woman.
Yeah.
Because it's wrong.
Yeah.
So, and women will abuse that. Someone will abuse that alpha male, that sense of, I'm a roar at you, and I'm a hypothetically, if we're animals, I'm gonna scratch you up, and I can't do nothing. I gotta just walk all these wounds on me.
Yeah.
So what would you tell women, or like give advice to women who are actively doing that in today's society?
I think it needs to be taken more seriously.
Grow up.
I think it needs to be taken more seriously. I think that there are a lot of abusive relationships that men don't call out, and a lot of men are being abused in their relationship. But even me saying that word, there's some people that right now, I swear to God, that probably watch this, they say, you're abused. I promise you. It's not taken serious. We see it all. How many videos have you seen online of women going crazy, throwing shit at a guy, punching the guy? What's the first thing people do? Oh, shit. They think it's funny.
Yeah.
But other way around, everybody fighting to defend her. It's wrong on both sides. You can't do that, bro. We're humans at the end of the day. You don't treat or talk to people like that.
People standing for women now.
It's sad, bro.
Okay. Now, like I told you, I love to play devil's advocate. That is the extreme side of gender roles and,
of course, we're talking about all the bad,
masculinity, femininity, alpha versus, alpha, so on and so forth. Sometimes I think it does boil down to the man just not wanting to be contested. Not even in a sense of like a woman crashing out on him, but just contested financially, career-wise, any aspect. So an example I have is there's a TV show, I'm not going to reference it because I don't need a cease and desist. The woman, she's like this high mogul real estate entrepreneur, and she makes buku money. She's a boss bitch, right? She struggles to find a man because of who she is and her status. So she went, like, she was desperate. Like, I'm 56, 57, whatever, however old she is. And she's like, hey, I'm desperate to find a man. I want to find love. So I'm going to hire a matchmaker. The matchmaker told her what her problem was. You're too alpha. So she made her change her entire wardrobe to be a little bit more conservative, change her lingo as far as like how she communicates on a date, so on and so forth. So they gave like a before and after of how her dating situation was when she goes to a dinner with a man. And she's like, yeah, I have my company that I've been running for 27 years. I have this many realtors under my belt. I'm New York's number one selling, blah, 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 blah. I like just talking about all her accolades. And from that, you can gather that she's a millionaire and so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every man that was sitting across from her when she was talking about herself and how she come into the table, yeah, I'm good. You already good. You don't need me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the matchmaker came into play and she changed her wardrobe and she sat there and let the man do all the talking, like, yeah, I work on Wall Street and, you know, I do this, that, and the third, golf with Donald Trump on Thursdays and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And she's just, The man's response was, man, I really like you. Like, I really want to see you again. I feel like I can talk to you. You're so easygoing.
Mm-hmm.
So now she has something to offer because her mouth is closed. She wasn't calling him a bitch. She wasn't, you know, telling him that he's weak or nothing like that.
Yeah.
She wasn't being combative or threatening to him and his physical being or anything like that.
Yeah.
She was just saying, I got this going on. Like, what can you, you know what I'm saying?
I have an answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's men having a sense of purpose.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So for men, us being able to provide for you, that feeling that we get, knowing that we are the head of the household, that we are the final say, that we are the one that you lean on, that gives us a sense of purpose. Because without that, it's like we feel empty. So when a guy hears a woman brag about her accolades, it's cool, but it's not. It's usually, for a majority of men, there are the minority who do like that and want that. For the majority of men, that's cool, but that doesn't do anything for me. Because essentially what you're saying is I can take care of myself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me no sense of purpose. I want to be able to take care of you. I want to be able to be the one that you lean on and rely on. Not from a sense of controlling, but because it makes me feel like I have purpose in my life. No different than you having children and those children giving you purpose. The moment your kids grow up and it's like, okay, mom, I don't need you no more. It's like, damn. I used to miss being able to have that sense of purpose.
Go ahead. Jump in.
So for the women that do have status or that do have their careers and let's just say the woman in the movies, are you saying that she has to dim her light to be with certain people? Or how do women who have status or their career going and can provide for themselves be with a man?
So how
do we navigate?
Perfect. I'm so glad you asked that. You don't use your accolades
against.
Not even as against. You don't use it as ammunition to boost yourself.
No, absolutely not. And
there are other things that you could bring to the table that have nothing to do with your career, have nothing to do with anything that you accomplished that will make you a better fit as a partner.
Yeah.
A guy could give a damn about your career. That's amazing for you. I love that for you.
Ooh,
but in the relationship though, between me and you, if I have my own money, if I'm a millionaire, right? You're a millionaire too. Cool. Now, what else can you bring to my life that is going to be beneficial to me? Right. Because I bring a sense of security, right? Majority of the time, even if a woman is a millionaire, she would prefer to be with a guy who's also a millionaire or more.
Yeah.
Definitely not a guy who is in the six figures. She's in the sevens.
Yeah.
She'd prefer him to be in the sevens or possibly the eights, right? That's just what y'all want. Usually, women want a guy.
I was saying, don't stereotype.
That's what I say. Usually, majority of women are dating up. They're not dating equal or dating down. They're usually dating up. They want a guy who's doing better than them, right? A guy who can add some type of value to their life, wisdom, all these things, right? So if a woman's already a millionaire, you already narrowed yourself to such a small percentage of the world. So now all these other guys are like, yeah, it's just from alpha sense. Most guys are like, yeah, like you got it. So now go date up, go shoot for the multimillionaires, right? And those multimillionaires, cool, you have accolades, you have things that you accomplish, but there are other things that I'm looking for that's going to determine if I want to make you my partner or not.
So in a sense of both of them being millionaires, let's say he makes less than her, are you still going to provide fully financially?
What do you mean? Say it again.
Let's say you make $1 million and she makes $3 million. As a man, would you still want to provide fully financially? Or are you looking at her to provide her half or majority because she makes more?
No, I would still want to. So if I'm a millionaire and I make $1 million a year and she makes $3 million a year, she makes significantly a little bit more money than me, right? It's a tough situation because it's like the lifestyle that we're living, if I'm taking care of everything, it could be a little bit better if I had your 3. Yeah. But I only got my 1. So it's like there's certain places like we can go to Bali, but you trying to go to Bali
I'm trying to buy Bali.
Right. You're trying to go to Bali every other month.
Right,
I'm trying to go to
right.
Bali like maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a different conversation, right? And for some women, that's cool. You know, they can deal with that. But there are also some women who are like, I'm trying to go to Bali 3 times a year though.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he can't do that for me, I start looking around. Because when you start hitting that, when you start hitting
that one time.
Am I wrong?
No, she literally said that about
I'm
her.
trying to be there every other month.
See what I'm saying? So it's like
if he ain't going, I'm going.
So now imagine when you're in those spaces where you're around men, because you're making $3 million, so you're going to be around people who make more money than you.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like now you're around guys who make even more money than you, which is way more money than me. So and women like to date up. So it's like, as a man, how are we supposed to compete with that?
Okay, so before we take that route, because I can see it going there, and that's going to be a whole conversation in itself. The reason I brought up the example of the woman who hired the matchmaker and things, the bottom line question was, one, because y'all took it there, so I'm what y'all say? You fell into my trap. Why is finances, protection, like why are those things the only things that a man relies on himself to be able to provide to a woman? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's the only thing.
Okay, and we're going to get to that.
Okay.
So with me saying that she said, her accolades and things, she just was talking about herself, not necessarily like, I'm better than you type of energy that she was giving off.
Yeah.
It was more so like, hey, these are the things that I've done with my life. I'm trying to find love. You know what I'm saying? So I don't come, I'm speaking as the woman in the scenario. I'm not coming to you looking for you to provide for me financially. I'm coming to you because I'm looking for love.
Right.
I am the woman I am because I built my shit brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? However, I want a man that can share this life with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to dim my light, as Daizah said. I still want to be like that woman that brings shit to the table. But I want you. And if you don't want to be with me because you feel as though you don't have anything to offer me because I already have everything that I need.
Yeah.
So I feel as though men have to look at themselves and think, what else can I add value to a woman outside of finances and protection and things like that? If I already got a fucking team of Secret Service motherfuckers protecting me and M's in the bank, cool, I'm secure in those areas. Yeah. But I fuck with you. I like you. I want to be with you. So what else? How can we make this work? What else can you offer me to add value?
Right.
And I feel as though that's an insecurity men have to get over. Looking at a female like, oh, I can't be with this independent woman. She got it all put together. She don't need me. Because those are like the 3 things that they're holding on to: security, finances, and
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't provide me emotional security,
that too. That's another one that men don't focus on.
Right. I don't care if you're providing, taking care of. I, as a partner, as my significant other, I want to feel connected and know that I can come to you about anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just provide for me because that's empty to me.
It's surface. It's superficial.
I think that's part of leadership, in my opinion. So I feel like if a man can lead, those are things he should also be able to do. So now we're talking about the finance and the, what do you say, finance, protecting,
I don't
security.
Know. Yeah.
Because those are the 3 things that we hold,
basically.
The 3 things that we hold on to. If you're, for that woman who went on those dates with a man, I don't think she should have led with that. I think that's something that he should learn about you off the record. I think there's
true.
Like you said, because you did say something important. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for all these things.
Yeah.
Those things should be talked about.
Yeah.
You know? But you coming and not immediately talking about what you
do.
How
People
much money
talk about
make.
that type of stuff? Sorry to cut you off. Do people like that? I feel like that's a conversation you have on a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th date, getting into the deeper meats and potatoes. Because if you, let's talk like, we've all been on first dates, right? Yeah. You play 21 questions. Tell me about yourself. Oh, my favorite color is blue. I work for this company for so many years, and like you get the surface level stuff out of the way.
I would. This is the advice I would give for women out there. If you are a woman who is well put together, you're making a decent amount of money, you have a good career, I think that's amazing. I just don't think that you should lead with that on the first date. Because like I said, for most men who are already put together, we don't really care about that. That's cool. That's amazing. But you leading with that, it's already kind of like, what are you trying to tell me without telling me?
Yeah.
You're trying to. You're essentially saying, I have it all together. I don't really need you. I just want you here. We don't want to hear that shit. We want to hear. No. Hold on. Let me finish. we don't want to hear that. Even if that's how you feel, that doesn't make us feel good. So immediately you're already letting me know, I don't really need you. I just want you. We want to feel needed the same way you want to feel needed.
What's wrong with feeling wanted instead of needed?
Men want to feel needed. It gives us a sense of purpose.
Daizah, hold on. I'm sorry. Now I got to go this way because she's look. Now I got to get on you. We had a whole conversation on air. I can pull the receipts up from a previous episode saying how women have to get that out of their vocabulary, saying they need a man. You verbatimly said, women, you don't need a man. You said that. So now you're saying that humans, female or male, should feel a sense of needing the opposite sex or needing a partner? What's wrong with wanting somebody? I think that's healthy. I want you. I feel like that's more than that's better than me needing you. If I want you, that means I'm going to do, I don't know. If I want you, that holds a lot more weight than you needing me.
When I think of love, and I think of like a deep love, I don't think it's just want. It's like, I need you in my life. That's where that passionate love comes from. I need you in my life. I don't just want you in my life. Because at that point, it becomes an option. If I'm deeply in love with somebody, I want to feel like I need you in my life. Call it unhealthy, call it what you want. But if I'm madly in love with you.
That comes later down the line. And I think that's something that can definitely be developed. And like, at that point, you're my rib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you in my life to breathe type shit.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not coming to the table.
First date.
I need you. Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the energy that I'm keeping right here. Like, when we say women, you don't need, because you have people out there, women, I'm just talking women, who feel as though they need a man to do those things. And then they take themselves out of the race of being capable of providing them things for themselves because they've put it in their brain that they need a man to provide those things.
Right.
Nothing against them.
Hold on.
I just can't relate.
That's that episode, I said, ladies, stop saying you don't need a man, because you do.
Oh, I'm gonna have to play back. Scott, pull back the tapes, please. We gotta pull that up.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Pull it back.
Oh, I'm gonna pull it up. That'll be a side. No, we ain't got time for that, girl. We on air.
I'm saying, I literally said, ladies, stop saying you don't need a man, because a lot of the women, I don't need no man, and I can do this by myself. That's great. You can get there. You can accomplish these things, all these things by yourself. You can have these accomplishments. But at the end of the day, if somebody break into my house by myself, and it's a man against a woman, I'm losing. Unless I got a fucking AR sitting right there at the top of the stairs.
I see you, shorty. She said.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I still need a protector.
Okay.
I need a provider. I can provide for myself. Girl, don't get it twisted. I do not want to be out here by myself.
But you would prefer to have somebody provide for you.
I would prefer to have somebody, yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So what I'm saying right now, there are two different women. There's a woman who's okay with providing for herself and being dolo.
Can't you tell?
There's a woman who's okay, like yourself, providing for yourself,
right,
accomplishing all the great things in life and not needing a man. Then there's also another woman who is okay with having a man providing for her. Will feel lonely in this big mansion with all the bucks and all the cars and all the toys, whatever, by herself. She wants somebody else there. Okay. So there are two separate dynamics. Both are okay. I think one is giving more alpha, other is giving more feminine.
Oh my God.
So if there is a guy in a situation where he's on a first date, let's say he's double date, speed date, in a hypothetical situation just like this, as an alpha man, he's going to lean more towards this way. Because over here, I can see...
Because he can't handle this.
Because a man doesn't want to have to handle a woman.
So, okay.
You shouldn't have to be something I have to handle.
Right. Okay. And I said that as a troll, clearly. I said it as a troll. No, seriously. Let me keep it cute. Because I really don't want this to be taken out of context. Like,
it's gonna be taken out of context.
I've been in a lot of successful relationships. I mean, they ended, so I guess it wasn't that successful. But
right. I was just about to say that. Because where they at right now?
I'm not the problem. Okay, let's get that understood. They all have cheated. They all have cheated.
Why?
Because men, I think you forget where your brain is supposed to be located, and you put it down there,
right?
And you just start doing, whatever it tells you to do.
The alpha woman, and you had nothing to do with that. It didn't kind of steer him away a little bit.
Who knows?
You didn't get your man sick by a feminine woman.
We weren't at a mature level to have that type of conversation.
Okay.
We should.
Well, hold on. Because I know you're in a relationship right now, correct?
Absolutely. I'm in a marriage.
You're in a marriage.
Yeah.
And I take my hat off to bro because I know it had to have come with a lot
Tread lightly, Kai.
No, I'm saying I know it had to come with a lot of work. Like, respectfully, it had to come with a lot of work. Because you said...
Did you say I'm a handful?
You already said you were. You already said you were. Earlier, I was listening to what you said about having to go through certain things together, having to get conditioned in a relationship. I take my hat off to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I show a lot of respect to him because that's a lot of work.
Right.
And now that you guys have gotten to a point where I'm assuming that things... I'm assuming. Is he alpha male?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Too alpha, honestly.
Too alpha. So now in your guys' dynamic, when you come home and you have to show up, are you being less alpha than you are out in the world?
Mm-hmm. So reiterating what I said, I had to learn to, once I put the key in the door and open the door to our home, leave that shit at the doorstep. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, there's moments where I'm like, I ain't going for that because I have my own standards and boundaries as well. But we don't have time in this episode because we're going to have to like snip it like a little piece of dookie and talk about it on the next couple episodes.
Okay.
But I feel as though, okay, and going back to what, and I'm about to be all over the place, so try to help me put it together. Uh-huh. Going back to what you said as far as you don't have the time, the patience, whatever, to help a woman learn how to be a woman, right? My man, he did have the time and patience, but also he understood, and this took his own learning process. Mm-hmm. He also understood that a man has to make a woman feel comfortable being a woman, right? Don't let that go over your head.
No, I heard you. I heard the first time.
A man has to make. I'm sorry, not even make, because I hate the word make.
Unlearn.
No. A man has to help a woman feel comfortable being a woman in that relationship. Mm-hmm. So not making the wrong decisions and making me have to put my outfit on to make the right decisions for us. Right. Like, so it took learning each other for me to be like, okay, you know what? I'm clocking that. You good. You got it. I can leave that shit at the door because I know when I come in the house, you got it. You've given me every sense of satisfaction and acknowledgement that I don't have to be who I am in the world when I come home.
You can trust them when you walk through that door.
Exactly. And a lot of men fail to do that.
100%.
So, okay. So that's that. Going back into, where was I going with this? I don't know. What did we even start talking about this for? Because you pointed me out and you said, take your hat off to him.
I was pretty much saying for your husband, I take my hat off to him because he's very patient and he worked through those things with you. And there are some.
It took a lot of work.
It took a lot of work, and there are some men out there who would rather just go find the woman who already comes that way naturally, and they doesn't have to work on that with her. Because there are some women who are already raised that way.
Right.
That's not even something that has to be worked on. So for an alpha man, it just blends easier just to go ahead and find a woman who already comes with that feminine nurturing aspect, and he doesn't have to help her with that.
Right.
It's not a bad thing because that's your life, and that's how you grew up. I'm pretty sure your environment growing up definitely has something to do with that. Mm-hmm. So that's just certain things you have to unlearn coming into adulthood. Yeah. And there are some men out there who are okay with helping women unlearn certain bad behaviors and teaching you guys and leading in that area. And there are some men who would rather just already meet a woman who already comes with that and they don't have to help her learn that. And vice versa. There are some men that don't have it all together and need a woman like you to kind of help them get their shit together. But I'm pretty sure you would prefer to have a man already comes put together, right?
It depends. Because I'm not going to fault somebody if they have a shortcoming in us. If it's a major area, it's like, okay, let me analyze this. Is this worth me putting in the time and effort to help you, not mold you, but to help you evolve into the person that I know you have the potential to be?
So what's something that if you come into a relationship, it's like, I shouldn't have to help you with this. You're a man. You should know how to do this.
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, it's probably going to be narrowed down to my non-negotiables. Like, I'm not going to help you unlearn how to not be an abuser. I'm not going to help you unlearn to, I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's say your man, he can't even protect himself. He don't know how to fight. He don't know how to use a gun. You just know when you out with him.
That's a non-negotiable for me.
I got it.
That's a non-negotiable for me.
Because you shouldn't have to teach him that, right? That's already come.
It all boils down, I'm going to just conclude this with that. It boils down to the woman and what she values and what she's looking for in that man.
Okay.
Because for me, like I said, I have my non-negotiables. Baby, I can't be the one out here fighting all of our battles. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I need you to step in and help me get to swinging too. But like I said, it's subjective. However, I am not one to just write somebody off because they have a shortcoming in one or two areas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's subjective because if you have some of my non-negotiables, then I can't go with it.
Yeah.
And if those are your non-negotiables, I respect it that you stand on that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm a rewind this tape because I know I was going somewhere with that conversation because I said pinch it up like a piece of dookie for a reason. And I want us to have you back on a future episode to pick up where we left off on here.
Okay.
Because this is such a good conversation that I don't feel as though people sit down and have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of relationships fail and why expectations are not met within the relationship of, hey, you're the guy. This is what I expect out of you for your role. I'm the female. What do you expect out of me? And this is what I expect out of myself.
Right.
And I think that would help a lot of relationships flow a little bit more. If people just sit down and talk, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's healthy to debate and play devil's advocate on different angles of a situation to kind of better understand society and the people that are at the table talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that women should definitely take a more understanding approach to when men speak upon things like this and not take it personal. It's very easy for women to see this podcast. I'm pretty sure some of us are going to watch it and are not going to like me because they're going to see me and be like, oh. But you just have to take your emotions out of it for a second and just understand that there's a different way of thinking. I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. Nothing that you said was wrong. That just makes you you.
Yeah.
So there are some people out there that are for you and some that aren't for you. That doesn't mean you're a bad person.
With anybody.
Her side and his side.
That doesn't mean you're a bad person. But just being able to understand how alpha men think and what we're looking for some women who do want to and it's crazy because a lot of women do want to be with an alpha man, but they don't know what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Or do they really care what he's looking for? They just think, I'm going to just show up as is and you should take me as is. No, I don't work like that, baby girl.
And I think that's just an immature way to approach anything. Whether, like even friends, I've had to learn how to be an alpha woman's friend. You know what I'm saying? We both can't be, you know what I'm saying? Because you say you butt heads with your family members. Like alphas are going to butt heads with other alphas, whether it's another female or a male.
Right.
You just have to learn to coexist with people if you want those individuals in your life and you care to have them in your life. But yeah, that's with anything. All right, but it's time to wrap this bad boy up, y'all. Okay, so as always, we do have the question of the day for this episode. And the question of the day for this episode is going to be, what is something that you know that you're pretending not to know? Let that sink in. And I want you to answer that question truthfully because of the fact that there's a lot of things that I'm blind. So air it out, put yourself on the stand, and let's talk about it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Kai, for being our very first guest on our podcast.
It's a pleasure.
We hope to have you again in the future. Make sure you guys remember to like, follow, subscribe, and connect with us on all platforms. We'll catch y'all on the next episode.